Pink Fohawk is a crass, vulgar, violent, raunchy podcast that is meant for immature adult audiences only. Content warning is available in the description.
Welcome to Pink Fohawk.
Welcome to Pink Fohawk, everybody.
Hey, welcome to Pink Fohawk. We're doing this.
You're like, we're in it, baby. Welcome to Pink Fohawk. I'm not going to do it that way this time.
Yeah, no, do it.
Welcome to Pink Fohawk.
Oh, that was boring. Boring as fuck.
Welcome to Pink Fohawk, everybody.
Can we talk about something? Can we talk about how you're Ben the White? That you almost died. You don't have to go into the details.
I feel like we have.
You don't have to go into the details because it's personal.
We have talked about
Dad's like, we've beaten this to death. Yeah, okay, the guy died almost.
No, essentially, Ben had a near-death experience. We won't go into the details because that's too personal. But the fact is, it's nice to be back.
It's nice to be back. And the fact is, we've probably already talked about this, but we need to make some excuses for ourselves for not being around for a few months. So we're just going to pretend that Ben almost died last week.
Yeah.
But he seriously did, though.
The last episode, I had my first surgery, and then I had a second surgery, and that one did not go as well.
The second surgery almost killed you.
Yes.
Yes.
I bled internally.
Yeah. We haven't talked about this.
This episode is in memory of me. In memoriam.
By the time it reaches your ears, Ben will be dead.
Yes,
for sure.
It could be years.
Let's hope not.
I mean, who knows?
Maybe me too. It's hard to predict these things.
You know, we're getting too old to make these jokes, first of all.
Yeah, we could really die.
I don't have a very well expressed will, and I've been realizing more and more, like, as I approach 40, like, I gotta get that figured out.
You gotta get that figured out.
I mean, come on. I mean, do I need a will? I mean...
Canary in the coal mine.
I think you do, Dan, but we'll talk about that later.
How about, you've had 2 margaritas already, Dan.
I have 2 margaritas, too.
You know what? Maybe you'll become a cyborg.
I would love that.
Here's the cool thing. We've got like 30-ish episodes, probably less than that. But like we'd probably easily have 30 hours of like record. Yeah. And I think that's generally the baseline for like AI to replicate your voice and your persona. So like I feel like all of us can probably be carried on indefinitely into the future forever.
I would love it if Ben and I both died and Dan just like continued the podcast by like writing a script with like
I think I could.
Like ha 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 like laughs. And,
I'm not gonna write shit. I'm gonna let ChatGPT write the script.
True,
and it's gonna use your guys' sense of humor and your candor and your timing and your cadence. All the gritty details. And it's just going to be kind of like a shitty version of a podcast, which is kind of what we already have. So like it'll be perfect. Yeah. And no one will be able to know the difference.
Sign me up.
We're pretty shallow people. I feel like it could get us figured out pretty quick.
We're living Shadowrun at this point.
Yes.
AIs, rogue AIs, you know?
Yeah.
Give us your intros. How about you, Chris?
Oh. My name is John my name's Chris, and I play a character named John Anderson. He's a complicated man, sort of a yuppie businessman, ex-corporate stooge, if you will. Became a Shadowrun freelancer. And I think my wife just laughed at me from the other row.
That's a lot of
you know what else
I could
John
not
Anderson
play.
is? No.
He won't take it.
He was a cult leader, and he's a computer programmer, and he's a friend to Tina Bone Meal, okay?
Whoa!
That's beautiful.
Oh my God.
Keep it all. Keep it all.
I could not record this podcast with my wife in earshot. There's no fucking way. I'd be way too self-conscious.
She knows I'm drunk. That's why. She knows. I'm fucking slurring. And
I'm okay with like my in-laws hearing me play stupid Tina Bone Meal, but I could not do it in front of my wife. Like it would be too much.
I look back at the first season and I had to do it in our living room with Grace behind me, and I don't know how I did that now. I look back, I'm like, that was weird. How'd they do that?
You're fearless. You're a fearless leader, man.
Grace was always creeping and like changing like coffee pods and weird stuff.
And like flipping, like, is the lights better now? How about now? And I'm like, I was fine.
Dude, that fucking apartment.
Like, fuck off.
Go ahead, Dan.
Hey fans. Gosh damn, it's been a few months. Hey, I'm Dan. I play Tina Bone Meal. Just a mountain of meaty troll muscle out here looking for a friend, cracking skulls and crushing balls. Man, that is in my blood. That's in my fucking bones, guys.
That's
I
in
didn't
your
even
boner.
think about that before it came out. I thought I might fuck that up.
No, that was great. Perfect. Flawless victory.
So, we'll do some shadow effect. Dan, I'm going to be nice to you tonight. Let's just have a shadow.
Thanks, buddy.
Have a shadow fact.
I don't have to do one, but I do have one prepared because I just scratched one together. Because I just texted Sarah and I got a little inspiration.
Yeah, have a shadow fact.
So, I mean, we are kind of like right in the middle of some fucking shit happen in Zupa Leone's, restaurant, or what's it called? It's called Yankee Noodle. That's where we are.
I feel like time slows down. You can see a hummingbird's wings flapping, and then Tina's eye dilates, and we hear the shadow fact.
Okay, so this is what happened. So over the last couple of weeks, when Tina and the Vault and John went to Uncle Bert's house with Fawn. It's Fawn, right?
Yep.
She woke up the next morning with like Uncle Bert on her chest, but like she actually had kind of a late night heart-to-heart with Fawn, and she'd actually been worrying about Boz a little bit recently with his multi-level marketing scheme. And so she kind of she's helping Boz out a little bit because he's in her punk band. And so she's trying to help him offload some of those goods. And so she kind of talked Fawn into the lower echelon of the pyramid scheme. So now she's, her and Fawn and Bert by association are now starting to sell some of Boz's stuff to help get it out of the crawl space, which mostly consists of long distance phone cards, and some like a CD delivery subscription, and then they're also just a ton of expired COVID tests.
The much music.
She's got Fawn under her belt. It's just starting to filter up, and Fawn, of course, has some. Oh, by the way, you mentioned that Uncle Bert is like a magazine subscription type of guy.
Oh yes, because he had signed up for some for John, like the MetaHuman Weekly.
Yeah.
Just to get him a little educated, give him a little more, culture. Get him cultured.
But since Tina's been on this trip to the Bahamas and back, like I want to say Fawn has like unloaded like 25% of Boz's stuff already. Like she's a fucking saleswoman.
So
she's fucking rolling.
They know that it's a pyramid scheme that they're getting into to help somebody. Tina did not dupe them into buying shit and getting into the scheme without knowing.
I mean, it is what it is, but I think they're savvy enough, but they're just good at it. And
see.
They're already rolling in it, and things are moving.
Wow.
See.
How about you, Chris? That's first of all, let me give that the credit it deserves. I love that you mined older material. You went in, you filled in the gaps a little bit.
I feel like you fluffed me about 90%. I could use like one more point.
Sure.
There. Just like, give me another compliment.
Your voice.
Oh, thank you.
Your voice is irreplaceable. I'll give you a real one. You don't know what to do with it. You're like, oh.
Now we're ready.
Have you had enough time, Chris, to come up with one, or do you need a little more?
Yeah.
Another compliment for Dan.
John was at the airport recently, going on a short flight to take care of some business. All the computer servers went down.
Yes.
Except that John had his own server booking his flight, and he was using his old technology of Jan Hammer. It was backing up all of John's bank records, and everything is routed through his ancient but flawless technology.
All right.
His Battlestar Galactica, if you will.
Solid base architecture.
And nothing can slow John down, basically.
You built that system architecture like a fucking brick shit house.
And it's become, like you said, a little shop of horrors. He's lost all control.
He's frightened a little bit of the control it has. That's amazing.
It's an off-the-grid perfect system.
That's amazing. Dan, I have one update.
Yeah.
Instead of COVID, I would just say it's Vitus.
Vitus.
That's the... or Vitus. I think it's a...
Vitus.
Yeah. It's
I know that. I fucking know that,
virally
dude.
induced toxic allergy syndrome.
Yes, I know that because I referenced that in the Thanksgiving special 2 years ago.
That the rats.
I fucking did that.
You did that
dude.
shit.
I know what Shadowrun is. I know this game.
Isn't that crazy though that like we started playing this game during the pandemic and like
there was a pandemic in Shadowrun?
Yeah, there was a virus that wiped out quite a bit of the world actually.
So they foresaw that.
And Boz and Tina did a Thanksgiving special, cooking special, where they had to be careful about the Vitas disease with the rats, with the meatball
that still carry it.
Rats, yes.
That's why Dan also referenced Tom Dowd as a prophetic writer.
Your buddy, Tom Dowd.
What a fucking deep dive. God damn. This is the content you're here for, guys.
Yeah, this is it.
It's content I'm here for.
Let me give you guys a shadow fact.
Please do.
A GM shadow fact. And it's actually not so much a shadow fact, it's more of a clarification. So Christian has a bike called, some fans have reached out with a little confusion. They weren't sure what the reference was with Yam Hammer. I would actually...
They weren't.
Chris, if you'd love to...
How can they be confused about something that I'm so clear on?
Are they not following along? Or what's their fucking problem?
Well, they weren't sure what... We have some younger fans too. And they weren't sure, not just grognards and old people like ourselves, but there's some younger people that listen to our podcast, and they weren't sure what the reference was. If you do want to clarify that, Chris, you can, or I can do that if you'd like.
I think first and foremost, my reference is Kit from Knight Rider, which is the talking car from Knight Rider that's sentient supercar and can drive in the middle of the night with night vision and 200 miles an hour or whatever the hell it was.
I feel like we're driving in circles here. What's the fucking confusion?
The name itself is the confusion. They're not sure where the name...
Well, let me break it down a little bit further.
Please do.
I would say that then the motorcycle part is a reference to Heat Vision and Jack, which was an old Jack Black sketch. It was a trailer for an actual show that he was going to make that was basically a motorcycle that was basically Kit from Knight Rider. So there's that.
Owen Wilson.
And Owen Wilson was the voice.
It's a full pilot.
Yam Hammer. It's a Yamaha rapier.
It's a Yamaha.
Yeah, so that's where the Yam is. Now, Yan Hammer. This is where it gets confusing.
This is tertiary. This is like 3 levels deep.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of levels.
You need to understand the richness of the reference that Chris has built.
He was a jazz fusion artist from the 80s that composed the theme for Miami Vice, but also played with a lot of jazz legends at the time. It's brilliant, really.
Synthesizer,
That's Yan Hammer. So then Yam is a reference to the Yamaha.
So thus Yam Hammer.
Rapier.
I'm intimidated by Christian every time I fucking sit down here. Just like, this is like his knowledge
don't be so impressed
of
because
cinema.
I think I actually said Yan Hammer, and then Ben was like the one who was clever enough to be like, it should be Yam Hammer. I believe that's what happened.
No, I think you did it.
Did I?
But I think
maybe
you did.
I did.
Don't apologize.
Maybe I am brilliant. You know what? Dan, you're right.
I don't just fluff Dan. I'll fluff you as well. I'll put my dick tightly around your cock, and I will suck.
I'll wrap my dick tightly
around your cock.
Your cock.
What about my dick and your... What are you doing to my...
I'll wrap my flaccid dick tightly around your cock. Yes.
My dick has a natural curve to the right, so as long as I got it going that way anyway, it's not too hard. So I have this Shadowrun book. And I'm thinking maybe we could play. I mean, if you guys want to play, we could play.
Let's play some Shadowrun tonight.
I think our fans are enjoying this.
I don't think we need to play Shadowrun tonight.
No.
Anybody else got a story? Anybody else?
You know what I do want to say before you jump in, Ben?
Yeah.
If you guys haven't checked out Dork Day yet, Dork Day Afternoon, those guys are an awesome podcast, and Ben and I just did 6 sessions with those guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
wow.
played some Call of Cthulhu with them, like a Grindhouse Nazi Bikers Must Die was what the module was called. It was a fucking blast playing with those guys.
Wow.
So shout out to those dudes.
Yes.
And you guys should go check it out. You can check it on YouTube or their podcast, subscribe to them. We had a lot of fun with them. And we actually did a Halloween special with them last fall, too.
Yes.
So fun.
We have a playlist on our YouTube channel called Pink Fohawk in the News. And it's basically any of our appearances on any other YouTube channels or whatever. And so we'll also put that in there. But you should definitely subscribe to Dork Day. Check those guys out. Listen to their podcast. They're awesome.
I did not know that, dude.
So that's where you guys were.
Yeah.
Hey, how about I get us into this world?
Do it.
John and Tina are back in Seattle after a long and uncomfortable trip back from the Bahamas, arranged for by Tina's government contact and indentured sub, Penny Ward.
Indentured.
John came back to find his apartment completely overrun by cultists, where he was forced to face off with their new Aikido master, Stan. Victorious, he left his apartment to Moonbeam, happy to be rid of the whole plotline.
That was the fucking best part of this entire 2 seasons, was John defeating Master Stan. I had so much fun listening to that.
I was happy to be rid of all of them.
I knew how much Chris wanted to just cleanse himself of that whole plotline. Let him kick some dude's ass and get rid of it.
I loved it. Thank you for that.
Of course, cathartic.
It was beautiful.
Tina received a text back from Zupa Leone announcing he had her friends from Questions Only held hostage at the Yankee Noodle and arranged a trade for the information they'd extracted from the vault.
Son of a bitch.
We ended the episode with Tina agreeing to deal and sliding the disc across the table.
That's where we left off.
Nice.
So, the question is, the disc has been slid across the table. You're in the Yankee Noodle at this moment.
Yeah.
It's very tense, but oddly serene at the same time.
Yeah.
People are enjoying their meals. They're not sure the danger that awaits right in the middle of this room with Zupa Leone.
They're getting whacked off.
Thank you, yes. But to set the tone,
Yes.
people are either mid or reaching or have achieved orgasm recently.
Yes.
While this dangerous Shadowrun is happening at this restaurant.
Yeah.
And Tina had just said, let's deal, and slid the disc across the table to Zupa Leone.
This is about to be like the tea house scene from Hard Boiled.
It's got every possibility of that happening right now, depending on how you guys...
It's been a little while. I've been racking my brain on this, Christian. So I just wanted to chat with you for a second, like off the books here.
So we're doing a little sidebar. Like, while the slide's happening.
Yep.
There are a few options. One is like, Zupa already said he wants to work with us again, right?
Yeah.
So we want to kind of keep that avenue open. We want to make money. We've got the disc. He obviously wants to like hand the disc off to somebody. We don't know who. Maybe there's a job involved with that. Maybe there's not. He clearly wants to get it from us. That doesn't mean he wants to hire us for this job. But Tina's big priority is getting her friends free and the trade for the disc for them. But we want to roll this into some money if we can. So I think what we lean into here, we see if there's any money to be made off of any transaction he's making with this disc. Is there anything where this needs to go higher up? Is it like, do we need to follow this thing? Do we have any participation?
This is Dan's like Princess Bride, like, I clearly cannot drink the poison in front of me.
It's been a while, and I'm just saying we gotta free our friends. And so I don't, let me say this. Tina did not slide the disc across the table. She pulled it out of her pocket and she said, let's make a deal. I think that's what happened. She didn't slide it yet.
No, you slid
still
it.
in
You
her hand.
basically have no idea what you're doing.
We got the sound effect in the episode.
Whatever.
Her sliding
It's still
across
under
the table.
her finger. It's under her finger.
You still got a finger. It's a chess piece. You've not taken your finger off the bishop.
I can't give him the thing and say, let's make a deal. I've still got possession
You
of it.
still
I'm
have your
offering
finger
it
on the
up.
piece, just like chess. The move is yours.
And we have a copy of the Knockalist. It's a name of a bunch of like sin names and identities.
I do feel like the Princess Bride. I feel like Leslie. I'm like, you're stalling.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway.
He's like, you only wish.
I want you to know that Tina's like in the middle of it and she's tense. Like
You've
she
thought of
doesn't
all
know
these
what's
things.
happening next.
Sure.
So that's where we are.
But am I not powerless to stop you? How am I going to stop
You don't need to stop me. I just think that we want to roll this into a deal.
He wants to give you a chance to get your voice heard too.
We need to free my friends if they want the disc. That's non-negotiable. Even if I die, which I don't think Zupa wants to kill us. Zupa wants to work with us because he said he does. So John maybe can say, let's get a fucking something out of this, you know?
And let me just fill one more GM detail in. Chris, you rolled to see if you could, using your corporate etiquette, gleam a little bit of what Zupa's demeanor was, if you're calling bullshit. He seemed scared. You can tell he's not used to that.
Yes.
You can tell this dude's calling it straight right now. He's a straight shooter at this moment.
I think we have to give him the disc.
He raises his hand, puts his fingers on the disc. He doesn't pull. He lets you release if that's what you do, Tina. You got just big, meaty troll hands.
Now, Tina does not let go of this disc.
Before I give you this disc, all my friends, walk out of here.
He looks a little hurt. If that's going to really make you feel better. And of course, look, like I said, I want a good working relationship with you. You and John, Joe, James, I don't remember.
John, baby.
You're real. You found cocaine?
Doing a little coke.
Yeah.
I'm in a place where there are people getting hand jobs all around
John
me.
is back.
Oh, yeah.
John is back.
John's fucking back.
And he says, all right. And he looks at his guys and nods, and they walk over. They take the plates in front of the questions only people, wrap them up, put them in nice little to-go bags, set it down in front of each one. You're free to leave. Does it make you feel better? I just need to make sure we're good.
They walk out this door, and we're good.
Yes, you can walk out this door.
Crystal clear, baby.
So high.
And as Bulwark walks past Tina, she grabs his arm real quick and she just turns to him. She says,
You okay, Bulwark?
He has trouble meeting your gaze right now, Tina.
what'd they do to him?
And he just nods. He just nods.
What the fuck did they do?
He doesn't pull away, but he just kind of goes limp until you let go.
John then slaps him like a basketball player, like back slaps him on the
Right
ass.
on that ass. It's a low ass.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
Like, go team. Like, you got this, Bulwark.
There's an audible echo from like the perfect fucking ass slap as he walks by, and he's a tiny little minotaur. It's a low ass.
Yeah.
Down low.
He like stumbles a little bit. He's like office because he's so like weak and tired.
Yeah. Pushes his hips forward.
Like a hooker who just like rolled her fucking high heel.
Walk of shame.
As the last of the questions only walk out of the room, she lets the pressure off of the floppy disk with her finger and lets Zupa take control.
He doesn't want to make it feel like he's too eager. He understands, he sees the dilemma here, hands it to one of his cronies. You made the right choice right now, both of you. Thank you. Bring it in. And he stands up, looks for a hug from Yutina.
At that moment, wait. Motherfuckers.
Oh no.
At that exact moment. Hold on, I'm just looking through my inventory real quick. Gotta see what I got in here. John opens up his big coat that he normally wears, his trench coat.
Yeah.
He gives him a big hug, but you can see that he's got wired grenades, everything. Everything's ready to rip, just in case. A little fail-safe. And he gives him the hug still, but he makes sure that he can see that he's rigged and ready to fucking be blown. He's blowing in more ways, in more holes than one at this point.
He's more primed and loaded than any of these patrons in this place about to blow their loads.
Oh, exactly.
Tina turns just because she's so big, and she like picks up John and Zupa in like both arms and makes it a three-way hug and just kind of lifts them just off the ground a little bit and gives
You
them
can
a
hear the grenades
squeeze.
clink together.
Yeah. Zupa, he gives you a genuine, like, good hug.
Okay.
Pats your backs
We read this thing.
and lets you down. The dude's a hugger.
We read this right.
And John should still be like fully normal. Like,
Yeah.
hey.
He kind of gives you a glance, John, because he's kind of like, holy shit. But he kind of gives you like a wink, like,
Yeah.
kind of like, well played. Well played. They could have blown my
Nice.
fucking ass up.
And I'm high as fuck, so I'm kind of like sick.
We're working together in the future. You too. You're the real ones.
I just think it's funny if it cuts back to like Tina and I were both just like grinning. Like,
Everyone's
so excited.
Everyone's happy with the hug.
Everyone's happy. Everything worked out for once.
And he's like, Miss Bonelu, I'm sorry again. And I had no idea. And the vault, you'll get over it. It's a business. It's not personal. But if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to deal with, and we'll be in touch.
Sidebar. I can't remember. Does he know that the vault is dead, or we didn't communicate that he's like dead?
You made it sound like that in your text, but
That he's taken care of.
he doesn't seem to care.
Dad's like, wait. Waiter, do you have any melons?
I'll take 12 watermelons. We're like, what?
And do you have a nail gun?
I did make it sound like he's taken care of, so that probably crosses that off. I won't go any deeper on that.
What happened with the vault? Again, I'm sorry this all happened. I had no idea any of these people were close in proximity to either of you. What happened with the vault? It was purely business. It wasn't personal.
Zupa, you need some help with this? I mean, I assume you got some sort of plan to hand this thing off. You said you want to work together again, but can we be of service?
You're in my Rolodex. You've helped me tremendously. I will absolutely reach out to you if I need anything.
Cool.
Fair enough.
He sits back down and starts to finish his meal. I assume you guys are walking back out.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
John Boy's feeling good.
I think I take a look at John and we take stock of the room and we just kind of turn and we fucking walk out of here with some confidence.
You walk out. You collect your guns at the coat check.
Yeah, how'd they not find all those grenades?
You hit a lot of them. I don't remember what we rolled for, but you smuggled a bunch of shit into this place.
Good.
Yeah.
Tina was making a big show of dumping all of her weapons into the bin,
And I snuck through.
and that allowed her to snuggle in her knife.
Sweet.
So as you leave the Yankee Noodle, there's 5 people in dark suits walking in through the door. They all have sunglasses on, and they walk right past you. And there's sort of a small, thin, wiry-looking woman dressed the same way, dark suit, shades. She shoulder checks you, Tina, and it fucking knocks you off balance.
I mean, on purpose?
She not really like she's trying to fuck with you, but more like you were just in the way, and
she's just fucking solid.
Yeah, and you're kind of looking up like, who the fuck, what fucking troll
There's
just...
a new bone meal in town.
But it's a fucking little elf.
Really?
She kind of looks at you as they walk in. You hear Zupa. You guys are outside the door at this point.
Yeah.
You hear Zupa stand up and start to go, I'm glad you... He sounds super nervous.
No.
And he's like, I'm so glad you're here, but this is perfect timing. And she looks at you as she closes the door.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Good.
In the parking lot are all of your friends standing there, and they're just kind of like meandering. They weren't sure whether to leave. They didn't know if you were getting out of there, if you were going to start to throw something down, and they had to help out. And they're just kind of sullen, and they look sore and battered, obviously.
Yeah, Tina just kind of hunkers up to him and she's like,
Guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Listen, I put you in the line of fire, but I'd do the same for you. Are you okay?
and she looks at Bulwark and she's like,
Are you okay? What did they do to you, Bulwark? What did they do to you?
It took some of my best acting, Tina. It took some of my best acting not to give you up. And I feel like I failed you. I let him know. I let him know about you. I let him know it was too much, Tina. I'm no actor.
Bulwark, that's part of the game. It's okay. This is how we play.
I'm no actor like him.
And he points to John.
Yeah, from the commercial.
The commercial, and you did that epic improv scene with Tina, and it impressed all the questions only.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Bulwark, I'm gonna make it up to you. I'm gonna make it up to all you guys. You were there for me. And we lost one of you, and I can't remember his name specifically, probably because he was never specifically named.
It was Scat. It was Scat.
It was Scat. God damn it, I love Scat. I never got to say sorry.
His brother Skit. I don't know who's gonna tell him. Who's gonna tell him?
I think you're gonna tell him.
Me?
That's what's gonna happen, Bulwark.
Why me?
Listen, you guys, you go get right.
And Tina pulls out a cred stick out of her pocket, and it's got 1,000 new yen on it. And she said,
Split this amongst you. Go get patched up wherever you need to go.
Wow, Tina.
I'm sorry.
Turning him away like cheap horse.
No, you need medical attention.
Thanks, Tina.
Listen, if you need a safe place, head back to the factory. You be safe there. Take care of yourselves. Unfortunately, John and I here, we got some business to tend to.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be there. Thanks, Tina.
And they all sort of walk over and take like a bus. Their car is like long gone. Whatever they were using is gone.
It's like the Jersey Shore. You're like, let me buy you a cab, babies.
Yeah, cab's here.
normally Tina would turn right to John right now and take some stock of what's going on. But I want to roll for something real quick, Ben, if I can.
John's so fucking high right now.
Okay. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, John's like, who's one of those people?
He's got his fucking dead man switch.
Yeah, still wired. Just grenades all over him.
As Tina was at that table and she had her finger on the floppy disk, she was leaned over the table. Underneath the table.
You doing some retroactive bullshit right now, Dan?
No, I just want to roll for if something was successful, is all.
Oh, well, I need you to tell me what it is.
Well, this is what it is.
So I can set the target number.
In her inventory, Tina has microcam recorder transmitters. She has 3 of them. They are micro.
Yeah.
And what she tried to do was stick one underneath the table so that she could have future reference of recording for video, audio, and it would transmit to her receiver.
Sure.
In Zuppalione's his table there.
Okay.
I want to see if she got it placed successfully. So she flips open her heads-up display and sees if she's got that going on.
I'm going to say this. Your stealth action succeeded. You were under the table. No one was paying attention. People are getting jerked off under the table. There's all kinds of commotion happening under the table.
All kinds.
Totally
all kinds.
covered.
Yes.
Now, this is Zupa's sort of his base of operations. This is where he runs shit. This is the Bada Bing from Sopranos, right?
Yeah.
So I would imagine he's got some white noise machines. He's got some disruptive equipment to disrupt any surveillance equipment. So what we're going to say is this.
Nice.
Do you know what rating your equipment is?
It doesn't have a rating.
If it doesn't have a rating,
it's a microcam recorder transmitter. I have 3 of them.
I'm going to give you a benefit of the doubt and say it's a rating 3.
Okay.
I'm going to give this to you just because I thought that was a cool idea. And I always...
There was so much lead up to it, and there was like a plan there. Like her intention the whole time before they ever went to the Yankee Noodle was to plant a listening device under the table and to do one other thing that I have not revealed yet.
I just think it was a cool idea. I always laugh because Tina has all this counter surveillance equipment and normally doesn't think ahead to utilize it in a way that benefits her. She usually tries to do some sleight of hand while someone's looking right at it.
Yeah.
And fails miserably. You flip up your display, it's white noise. You're not able to see any picture. But you do hear kind of like him say like, it's cut out.
Yeah.
Have a seat. For your sake, you better have the information.
Yeah.
Nice.
No problem at all.
More noise, cutting in, cutting out.
Our opponent.
I'm trying to be very careful with the information I let out here.
Be careful.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Our opponent, obviously desperate. I've got all.
And then you're like fucking knocking on your display, like trying to fucking get this thing to like, come on, like tell me.
I'm like hitting it on the side like my TV from 1992. It's like it turns green. You got to turn it back on.
And you hear her say,
It's the female.
The female.
Do you think they copied it?
and you hear him say,
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Fuck.
and she says,
Good.
Really?
and it cuts out.
Fuck. Why would she say good? Why? Because they want a copy. They don't trust their client, or because they don't care about us. Why would that be good? Fuck. Tina is sitting on her scoot in like the neon lit parking lot, and she's kind of looking at her heads up display on her forearm and just kind of swatting at it, trying to get the signal to come through.
Listen, Tina, we got to get that copy and we got to bring it into Yam for analysis.
I think that's good, John.
We got to see if there's any hidden back doors, if there's any missing code.
John, she said good. John, she said good. They're glad we copied it. Why are they glad we copied it, John?
If I knew that, I wouldn't have to let you into the most intimate sanctuary that I have.
John, let's fucking rip.
For the sake of everything going on and for my own adventure, let's say that Uncle Bert mailed that copy to your garage, John, because you don't live in your apartment anymore. Moonbeam has your apartment.
I'm going to my storage facility.
Yeah, you live in your storage facility, your bat cave, if you will.
What, we can't connect to the web?
We got to go to a place where we could connect.
You got to have Deckers, and you got to have a computer, like a terminal.
Oh, Yam isn't good enough for as a terminal?
No. Yam is beyond good enough.
Yam is a sick computer, but Yam has to get to a place where it has a port to plug into.
The disk is at your garage. There's too much information just to be texted to a supercomputer in your pocket. That's just the way. So the disk is at your garage.
Okay, fair enough.
So you two rip over there?
Absolutely.
Lead the way, John. John, lead the way.
Ben's just like, you're both dead. Instantly explode on impact from opening the garage doors.
There's a bomb in the garage door. Thank you for going there. You're dead.
Yeah. Fuck you guys. I'm done. I had a revelation when I almost died, and I'm sick of this podcast, and I'm sick of both of you.
I had a moment where I realized what was really important, and it's not this, and fuck both of you.
You particularly. Suck my ass. ASSS.
The sky above the court was the color of a podcatcher tuned to a dead feed.
Hey everybody, we're the High Tech Low Life Podcast, a cyberpunk media retrospective. On our show, Two Idiots, I'm Eric.
I'm Josh.
And sometimes some guests talk about the movies, books, TV shows, and games that made us the way we are. Josh, what is cyberpunk?
That's a great question, Eric. Neon and mirror shades, cool synthesizers and hand raisers? Or is it anti-authoritarian social critique about how changes in technology inevitably modify our relationships to society and, in fact, ourselves?
Probably that one.
Episode by episode, we try in vain to figure it out ourselves and deliver the week's dystopia news with a heaping helping of exasperated sighs.
It's like convertibles, neon,
Ferrari 308s, mirror shades,
sunsets.
Yeah.
Which is an improvement. I am going to take mine out and stick it in my leather thong for later.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll remove mine and lock it away with a complicated metal key inside my chastity belt.
I was back in at that point when when he starts pulling sticks of dynamite out of his headband and chucking them at the cops.
And then we get a flashback to Pearl becoming a cyborg. You want to talk about the eye trauma?
I don't want to go on the monkey pile, Josh.
I like the death. I like the misery. I like this world.
Join us every Wednesday for a new cyberpunk or cyberpunk adjacent film, movie, or TV show.
Or book, or game, or graphic novel, or album, comic, documentary,
stage play,
magazine,
opera,
mime act,
flash mob,
maybe a flip book.
Maybe a flip book.
I'm going to get this adventure on the road. Obviously, I set a few plot hooks in there. I like to do that kind of shit. I like to get you guys thinking. You guys are thinking. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
We're overthinking and delaying the action. Here we go.
You roll up to John's parking garage, or not garage, but
Lair.
Your lair.
My bat cave.
Your storage facility, your bat cave. And as you pull up, you're I feel like you got like a remote entry, and it's a fucking sweet armored exterior door, kind of like fucking shuffles up. The metal corrugated gate rises as well. And as that happens, something stirs out of the garbage pile next to your garage.
What the fuck was that?
The fuck?
John, look out!
Can we get a few more reactions? That was amazing.
What the? What the?
And out comes Stooge.
What?
He is tattered. He's in the same clothes you saw him last.
Oh.
And he's shifty.
No
And he's looking around. He's like, John, baby, hey, you made it back.
Get the fuck up. Take a few dollars. Take a few dollars and get the fuck off of me.
Oh, that's right. Because we never got paid for the yacht run. He's fucked, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. No, thanks, John. No, it's me. It's Stooge.
Stooge!
Rory?
No, man. No, it's me. Nah, John, baby, it's Stooge. I know I don't look as clean cut as you right now.
What the fuck happened to you? You're pathetic.
No sympathy. I love
You
it.
come to me like this?
And he winces.
Take a fucking shower.
He winces and recoils.
Cut your beard. Get a job. God damn it. Have some self-respect and dignity.
John, baby, I'm trying. I tried. I'm in deep. You know how it went. The fucking astral ref. He called it. All the bets are off. No, they're frozen.
Astral ref.
But hey, Tina, right? That's your name?
Yeah, Stooge. Tina Bone Meal.
Yeah, Tina Bone Meal, right. Tina. Look, I got good news and I got bad news, John. Don't walk away. But mostly good. Before you can answer, he hands you his phone. He's like, I got a call. Someone knows where Slam Jackson is. And I know some people, and if we can deliver him, I'm back. You guys get your bet money. John, I can sweeten the fucking deal for you. I promise me. When have I ever done you wrong? You helped me with this. We said everything right.
Dude, we never got paid.
I don't know. You're looking a little desperate. I gotta be honest with you. This seems like a bad deal.
Well, this is where the bad news comes in, John. Just listen to the call.
You son of a bitch.
And he hands you his phone, and it stinks. It's filthy.
God.
It's just like sticky Nokia phone.
And he plays you a message, and the voice is heavily, heavily modulated.
Okay.
And he's kind of just looking at you because he's obviously heard the message.
Yeah.
I have information I think you'll find useful. I know the location of Slam Jackson, and I know you were involved in the Sonics losing the championship.
Afterwards, he quickly, on cue, like takes it back and swipes up. He's like excited, trying to get it on cue, and pushes a button for a text with a video.
Yeah.
And the video shows Tina blowing through the side of the yacht, diving into the water.
No.
From a distance. It's like a telephoto shot through like chain link.
Look at that, John. Look at that form, John.
Pretty sick, Tina.
Tina's just fucking smiling. Tina's like locked on the screen.
And then zooms to follow John and Tina ripping out of the bay on Tina's boat. And then there's a little static, and there's a hard cut to Tina and John heading into the building on Milwaukee Way.
No. Fuck.
And then
dude, we're fucking framed.
And then a cut to a trid screen of the news story about Milwaukee Way exploding.
Oh my God.
And then a video of Jackie Jackson walking alone at a bridge at night, looking around.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like he's seen. And the camera seems to follow him, but there are a few times where he turns to see if he's being tailed, and it's clear as day that it's him.
God damn it.
And the voice cuts back in.
I know of some people who have unfinished business with him, as I imagine you do as well, and I know where he's hiding. The information of his location is yours as long as you do something for me first. There's a shipment arriving tomorrow by freight train. It's scheduled to arrive at the way station at Washington United Terminals in Tacoma at 2 a.m. before continuing into Seattle.
Fuck.
I want you to destroy it. The freight car will be the second to last car on the train. My advice would be to hit the train before it reaches Fort Lewis to avoid detection. Once it's done, meet me tomorrow night in the alley behind the Stuffer Shack on Lexington and 145th Street at 10:30 p.m. No sooner, no later.
And the call ends. Makes your hair stand up on your neck, right, John, baby?
The fuck out of my sight.
What's this mean, John?
John, I didn't do it. John, he's got us all pinned here, man. This is our way out. All we got, I'll help.
Yeah, but you're not on the fucking video.
This is my phone. He sent the text to me. I'm just as pinned as you guys. Look, we're all in this together, all right? I'll help you get out of this. We do this job. They give us Slam Jackson.
John just pulls out 1,000 million, gives it to Stooge, and he says,
John,
get a fucking hotel, take a shower, call me in the morning, and get out of my sight.
We gotta hit this freight train tonight.
Fuck.
Baby John, look.
Still, take a fucking shower, okay? Call me in an hour. God damn
Do
it.
the shower. The point was the shower.
Clean yourself up. We're not hitting this train the way you smell.
He winces again. I mean, he's a broken man, and you're hitting him right in the wound.
I think a ripper could fix your teeth and everything.
It's pretty amazing what a couple of weeks of the underside of Seattle will do to a man's teeth. I know.
You're gonna need a surgeon.
He kind of like saunters off, like he does like a kind of like a weird half like sidestep crab walk away.
If you need more Nuyen, whatever it takes for you to not look like this. God.
However many Nuyen you need to take one shower.
1 hour, I'll call you, John. And he runs off down the street.
God damn, that's enticing. That's fucking... Here's the thing. We just got paid.
We're framed now. We're being blackmailed.
Yeah, we're fucking framed. Like, people have us on video doing some shit. I'm sorry, I might have missed. Like, were we promised an amount of money there?
No. You were promised that they wouldn't release your information.
That was it.
And they would give you the location of Slam Jackson. Basically a free run for whoever this is.
This seems to me like a situation where we don't have a choice, but we have to engage.
Stinks worse than Stooge.
Fucking stinks, John.
The smell.
We can't ignore this one. But we might want to come in with a little bit of a plan.
Let's go see what Yam thinks.
You boot it up and it says,
Konnichiwa, John.
Yeah, baby. We got a problem.
You have several missed calls, John.
it just lists off a bunch of like NA, not really that important or pressing right now, you know, a bunch of different places and whatever. He's not stopping until you stop him.
Seattle Electric, Seattle Gas.
He's just listing off like all these different bills.
Christian's going to make you just keep going.
Yeah.
All right.
Rory Gallagher.
Oh.
The worst one for last.
John, Rory.
Yam, don't play the Yam. Don't play.
Yam, play Rory.
Stop message.
Yam, play Rory.
Playing now, Miss Bellmeal.
Thank you, Yam.
Fucks. Fucking.
Hey, John, I got a little extra yayo if you need some. Well, let's just say I've been doing pretty well on the sous chef business. So I kind of ran into a couple of friends that were able to powder my nose, and I don't think I'm going to get through all this. But if you need any extra, just come by, John. I'd like to see you.
He's doing so well. He's just living lavishly in cocaine and 5-star food, real meat.
All right, new plan. Next time we meet Stooge tonight, we're scheduling at Rory's. Got free Coke, free food. Let's go there.
I love the cheapskate, and John wins out always. You can't help it.
Yam, I want 2 things, old friend. I want you to analyze that data that you got from my uncle for any loopholes, backdoors, worms, tunneling worms. Do that in the background. Meanwhile, what do you think of this gig with Stooge? What's your probability for us getting fucked on this one?
I bet you still have Stooge's phone. I just imagine you like set it down on Yam and somehow there's some kind of almost like a wireless.
Yeah.
The seat itself just reads the information from the phone and extrapolates all of it.
Right, like that fucking phone and sneakers.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like all this like kind of like digital booping happens.
Like tape whirling. Like he's got a whole setup in this fucking storage unit.
You got some of Uncle Bert's like supercomputers that he's donated for you all along the walls of your garage. And they all fucking
I think it
up.
should be like stuff that he's scoured years and years. Like he's just kept expanding Yam.
You learn from the best. It's all older technology patched in with newer technology. Just anything you can find scavenged together.
And it's like who's leading whom? Like Yam and John, they are one at this point. I wonder what is Tina's perspective on Yam?
I think that Tina just kind of like assumes Yam is like this sentient friend of yours, and like it's kind of all above her head, and she just accepts it. Like it's not shocking to her. I don't know if AI is like normal in 2053 Seattle.
Not really.
You're like, nothing about either one of you is normal.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh yeah, John's got a computer friend that like talks to her. And as far as she's concerned, it might just be a person on the other side of the speaker. Like she doesn't understand that Yam is the motorcycle, is what I want to say.
Even better.
She just thinks
it might be a person
Yam
somewhere.
Might be like an old boss of John from like his corporate days, or just like a family member from who knows where.
I love that.
I think it's funnier if John like started programming Yam, but like he just lucked out and like the sentientness like basically like again, like the Seymour feeding like
weird science.
Well, he lucked out the first time it became sentient, and then like it's been telling him like step by step like how to basically become stronger and stronger. Yeah, like it's not John. John's not in control, but he walks around like he's Shatner on the deck of the Enterprise. Like he's so pompous about like the computer does what I command, but like obviously Yams holds everything.
Yeah, so the beep boops. I love that Tina thinks it's a person that's speaking through speakerphone on the motorcycle,
like a trusted friend of John. Yes,
fucking Tina.
Like he likes to talk to that person on his motorcycle. It's weird.
Can't wait to meet him, John.
It's thinking. I think it's funny if it takes a long time, like 10 minutes to think through all this, because of course that's a lot of information. You know, John, you're cleaning up a little bit. You're just putting things where it needs to go, and Tina, you're just making yourself at home. And then finally, Yam bleeps to completion.
Well, it certainly looks like legitimate footage, John. It seems like that is clearly you and Tina, and I've done facial recognition on Slam Jackson, and I can confirm that is him as well.
What's the statistical probability we're getting fucked on this job?
65.99945.
Never tell me the odds. No.
Shut the fuck up, Yum.
Probabilities deleted.
I just think it's funny that like you just set it up and knock it down on purpose, but it takes all of it seriously.
That's how you build AI. You lead it into a corner and then you fucking knock it down.
That's funny. That's how John thinks he's in control. He just does these fucking quips.
Yum. Yum. Yum.
Yes, Miss Bone Meal.
Can you identify the bridge that he was last seen at?
It's hard to tell.
Look harder, Yum.
The footage is not in pristine condition. It looks like it has degraded quite a bit through compression. Also, the footage was taken through a telephoto lens, so I am not able to take stock of the surroundings.
Surely, Yum, there must be some sort of geo stamp on the digital footage of the video. Where was it taken from?
This is not clear to me based on the information I have received. I'm sorry.
You're using up too much of Yam's bandwidth, all right? Let Yam just figure out the other task that we've set it to.
All right.
I love it.
While Christian is doing this, Tina's going to do one more thing. Could I do another roll, Ben?
Yam's gotten real hot.
So, before they showed up at the Yankee Noodle, she carefully slipped a tracking signal into the underside of the metal part of the floppy disk that slides. You guys remember how those things fucking work?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to see if she can pull out her signal locator level 6 and the tracking signal level 6 that she put on it and see if she can locate where the floppy disk is.
That's badass.
She wanted to be able to follow it in the future anyway, in case it came up like spades and they wanted to follow this thing. But she also, now that she knows that they are glad that they think that we copied it, she wants to know if they're following them. She wants to know if Tina and John have a tail.
All right, now this is new information. Sliding.
I pre-planted it, so it wasn't like it was a pre-thing. It wasn't like I did it in the moment.
But when you slid it across the table, it's a floppy disk, right?
She surgically like placed it under the metal part that slides. So like it's hidden in the floppy disk.
We are going to roll to see how well you hit it. That's where I'm going to roll because you have very high rating. Like at this point, like if you hit it well, I will say you can track it.
Okay.
So
that's
rating
fair.
6.
I'm just saying I had a lot of time to work on this.
Right.
I had a lot of time to work on
Tina's got really big, meaty fingers, and this is a very delicate floppy disk with a very thin sheet of metal.
She popped out like a reticulated, like 4-lens, like eyepiece to like get this in place.
I
just want to see if she got it.
4, 6, 8. So the target number is going to be 8, and you said you had. What's your quickness?
My quickness is 5.
So roll 5 dice. Your target number is 8.
Dice. Oh my goodness.
Let's see if you stealth it using the skill web.
Okay, I got
any 6s?
1 6. 1 6 out of 5 dice.
Roll that for a 3, baby.
Here it comes.
Maybe you got any dice?
Well, it was a target number 8, right?
Or 2. Sorry, 2. 2. Sorry.
2.
Yeah.
Target number 2.
Oh, I got a 2. I got a fucking 2.
Mamacita.
Yeah,
baby. She flips up her heads-up display and like beeps it and tries to get a signal on this fucker.
It's neon green over dark green, kind of like the alien motion tracker. And that dot is bleep, bleep. And you can just see it's still in the same place at
the Yankee Noodle?
Yankee Noodle.
Okay.
And as you're watching, you're about to take it away and you see it bleep, 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 and you see it start to move away.
Okay.
From your position.
Just somewhere else.
It's moving on its own way.
But I've got it. I've got signal on this fucker.
You have signal on this fucking thing. You successfully hit it in that fucking disc.
Yeah,
you motherfucker. I love
motherfuckers.
it. All right.
Part of the plan. Okay, so we got that.
Tina, you're looking at the thing. You and John both see that the dot's moving away. It's not following you. You're not sure. Obviously, you have no idea whether they've discovered the bug or anything.
Yeah.
All you know is that it's
I'm looking at my heads-up display, and John's still talking to Yam over there.
Yam says,
I have what I believe is the train that would be arriving at Seattle Station, moving toward Fort Lewis.
And it brings up an area in Tacoma.
On screen, Yum.
And on your
I spin my chair.
Yeah.
John's eating some snacks in his garage right now.
Oh, yeah, totally high.
Yeah.
John, you swivel around to a huge supercomputer with a fucking 5x6 Game Boy screen.
Totally.
You know? So Yum on the display brings up what looks like the southwest of Seattle, the Tacoma area. Yeah. And Fort Lewis is a military base.
Oh.
Very heavily defended. And that's probably why you're guessing.
Of course it fucking is. Of course
that's why you're guessing why the voice on the call said, I recommend hitting the train before it makes it to Fort Lewis to continue on to Seattle.
Right.
Then you see the video on this map track southwest further away from Fort Lewis. Yam says,
I've estimated the best possible ambush location. It would be here, near...
Let me just find what I wrote down here.
Yeah.
I love this because I had all this written out for you guys to use contact or whatever, but of course John uses supercomputer AI. It's Batman, but all right, so where do I go?
Exactly.
Yes.
I've located where I think would be the best possible ambush location. The train runs right past Nisqually National Wildlife Refuge, a densely packed forest area. The highway runs east to west right alongside.
I love I'm pausing like a computer. I can do this in post. The footage zooms in and you see the refuge.
Yeah.
It runs right alongside Highway 5, heading west through Tacoma.
Yeah.
The voice had said it's the second to last train car that you need to destroy the contents inside.
And we need to destroy it. That's what they said. Okay.
They said you need to destroy the shipment.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then we're supposed to meet up with them at 10:30 p.m. after we destroy it?
After you've done it, you meet with him tomorrow night, the Johnson, to get the information on Slam Jackson and to get yourselves sort of...
negotiated and clear. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
We placed bets. Is the idea that if we get Slam Jackson, we get our money? Because is that like the payoff, or is it just like?
Well, what Stooge has said is that he knows people that want Slam Jackson.
Okay, so we could, in lieu of making our actual bet money that we fucking earned, we could take him hostage and get paid in lieu of that.
Yeah,
doing double the fucking work.
Interesting.
John, I assume we're going for this. I mean, we don't really have a choice at this point, right?
No, I'd say we don't. We gotta fucking do it.
I'll set coordinates now.
I got a lot of ideas right now.
As you're talking, Yam is creating all these sort of chances of success.
I also want Yam to find out what's on that fucking disc, but he's doing all this fucking work.
Yes.
Oh, yes, do that.
It'd be funny if I noticed that Yam's tape decks are being used up for this thing, and I switch this pilot switch to an auxiliary. There's another set of drives that spin up.
Yeah. All these fans on the top of your fucking garage fire up, and this thing's just fucking working.
Yam's getting an incoming call from Seattle Power.
Yeah. It's hard for you guys to talk over this noise.
It's getting really hot.
Computers are running hard.
John just sweating and doing more lines of coke, just sweating so much.
Yeah. Yam's vibrating and the headlights fucking dimming on and dimming off. It's fucking working like a war horse right now for you.
I think it's funny too if John just takes two towels from a refrigerator that's full of beer with moist cold towels. He puts one on his neck and hands the other to Tina. He's just used to just fucking roughing it and fucking.
I thought you were gonna lay them on Yam like a horse.
You should. You should.
Yeah, you got 4. You put a few on Yam too. You're all people in here.
That's great.
Fucking steam roiling off of Yam as you're trying to keep him cool.
And then John also hands Tina a beer, and a chilled beer.
Yes.
And he opens one too, which is so uncharacteristically John to be drinking beer.
That's what I was gonna say. It is uncharacteristic.
And then he also pours a little out for Yam, just on the ground.
Someone in our Discord actually pointed out that John always says, John doesn't drink beer, and you drank beer like
what?
every episode. Every time you drink beer.
Because it's
so funny.
It's what I really want, but
It's John's vice, and
and John's always stressed.
It is true. It's like he tries to be classier, but he's also just a fucking MGD drinking.
He tries to hide from his roots, his blue collar roots.
I feel like MGD is like the shittiest. He's just.
That's when you need one.
I love how our fans have just pulled out all of my flaws in my arguments.
And it extrapolates and finds sort of a path, and it presents you with a few options. It's like,
John, I have two possible courses of action.
I can't say courses is right. I love how I sound like fucking Rip Torn. Courses.
John, I have two courses of action.
Oh, two choices.
Lay it on me, baby.
I love how John gets told what he can do from his motorcycle. This is amazing.
Flip a coin. Ben, play for us.
Tell me a Shadowrun podcast where a Shadowrunner has his motorcycle plan his runs for him.
One option would be to obviously sabotage the bridge that the train could be traveling over just past the wildlife refuge. Though that could be less subtle than my other option.
Give me the other option.
Yum. Shut up. Go to the other option.
Which would be to ambush from the woods to target the train car specifically.
Tina turns over and just pushes a fucking button and turns off Yum.
John, I got a plan.
Option number 3.
We need to take out the second car, right?
Yes.
Listen, we've got the John Mobile, JTT. We drive alongside the tracks. I get on top of that motherfucker, and I jump on top of that train. We go from there. Enough of this fucking bullshit AI motherfucker.
Yum, probability of success?
75.984. Not a bad option.
Yum, I turned you off, goddammit.
John, do you wish to turn me off?
Kind of creepy, like the possessiveness. Playing like mom versus dad.
I like those odds, Yum. I like those odds a lot. Bomil, you got a deal.
You see the thinking bars, like remembering this, like it's like not used to you liking odds.
It'd be funny if Bomil's pissed that I like basically only went with it because of Yum.
Yeah.
The listeners can't see what Ben has drawn up here, but basically, an interstate highway, it crosses over a river, kind of in the woods. It's basically low patrolled. It's a quiet place where the river bends, and we could probably get on this thing. We've got all sorts of different ways to tackle this. There's all sorts of trees around us everywhere. We're driving through the forest. We just have to destroy that second to last car, right, Ben? Is that all we have to do?
Yep. Whatever you destroy within the car. So you don't have to destroy the car, you have to destroy what's in the car. But if you destroy the car, you destroy the shipment as well. Yes.
I think it'd be sick if we got like a fucking chopper and we just pulled the car off like James Bond style.
That would be fucking sick. Do we know what's in the car that we have to destroy? Is it something delicate? Are we going to blow it up? Is it something we have to decode? Is it like a fucking computer? Like they even told us what it is we're trying to destroy? Like that doesn't make any sense.
You heard what I heard.
I would love it if it's the fucking vault again.
Okay.
What the fuck am I doing on this train?
Have you come to kill me, Tina? Expecting it, smoking?
Here's what I want to know. We're fucking being ghosted by these motherfucking, like, cloak and dagger, dark cloaks motherfuckers. We don't know who's blackmailing us right now. It might be worth the risk for us to figure out what's in that car that they want us to destroy, right? Because it's just like, it could be a bunch of orphans. It could be a bunch of fucking kids. It could be like, who knows what's in that car?
Jesus.
We don't want to just fucking kill people. We need to know what's in that fucking car before we destroy it.
Jesus.
Like, what if it's like a fucking atomic bomb? You know, we got to know what's in there.
I'm like, Yum, probability of this. I just think it's funny if I keep asking. You're like, I'm turning this off.
Yum, always asking Yum. I love that.
John, I think we need to get in that car. I'm not comfortable just blowing this fucking thing up. There could be casualties. There could be people. Innocents, John.
Never tell me the odds, all right?
I didn't tell you the odds. I'm just telling you I think we need to get inside this fucking car.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I've been up for 25 hours.
How are you guys taking it? You're going to try to do this train run.
I think we do the train run.
Tina is classic Tina. She's got a heart of gold. I mean, she kills people, rips their heads off, and does all that shit.
The hooker with a heart of gold.
Yes, but she doesn't want to destroy something without knowing what's in it, right?
Right.
I love that.
John doesn't give a fuck.
Typical John, doesn't care. But what do you take to get there? You guys taking the John Mobile? You guys taking twin bikes? You guys taking the otter? What are you guys doing? I'm trying to like move this along.
Christian, this is what I think we fucking do.
Okay.
I think we take the fucking John Mobile.
Really?
And I think we get on top of the John Mobile while you are remotely driving the fucking John Mobile. You strap onto my fucking back and I jump the gap from the highway to the train and we get on that motherfucker. And that's our plan. And if we got to improvise, we fucking improvise.
Wait, I can't do a wireless though, can I?
Yeah, you can.
You got a remote controlled rig.
Do I really? Fuck.
She bought one for you.
You can drive the John Mobile remotely. I think that's what we fucking do.
All right, let's do it, baby.
Set the tone for me. Fast forward in time. We're doing a montage. Tell me what we see.
All right, I want you to start the montage with like almost like the Warriors, like just you see the tape spinning on John Hammer.
Yeah.
And then like,
I love
and then John's like polishing the tires on the fucking ride, like checking all the connections, starting the engine up like Whistler, like starting up the old Charger, like just getting it all ready.
Yum, tell me the odds of feeling alive.
Tina lifts Yam up and puts him on the bike hooks on the back of the fucking van, just like we did with Sosiu's bike. And like Yam comes with us in case we need some Yam help.
Yam's definitely not as smart when he's disconnected from his mothership.
He's running on auxiliary power.
Like the fucking Sega Genesis 32X, like plugged into another, just adding and stacking life support.
As John revs up that engine, Tina opens the side gull wing door and she slides in, closes it up. She slips in the back, mixes up a couple G&Ts because she knows John's a fan of it. Nice,
yeah,
crisp,
baby.
clean G&T.
Yeah.
That's more like John, not this beer shit.
Alexa, stop.
Fucking Alexa, man.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What was she doing?
She was just, I was like, what the fuck is that noise? And it's her just yabbering.
Really?
Yeah.
How did she?
For fucking minutes. While Dan was talking, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
On?
I don't know. And then I said yes to you guys. I was like, yes. And she was like, okay. And I was like, stop.
Fucking AI.
It was my own Yam Hammer
Fucking AI.
in my house.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Dan. What just happened? Sorry.
No,
quick.
she just mixed up John a G&T and she slips in the bucket seat next to him and she starts flipping through the radio stations and she finds some new kids on the block.
Nice.
Let's fucking rip, John.
Let's rip.
Fucking smoking off these tires as he fucking stomps the gas, takes off through this fucking thing, heading down fucking Highway 5, going west, and then whipping a shitty. How are you doing this? You're gonna hide your van? You're gonna try to just like wait alongside the highway for this train to take off? How you?
No, I think we're
what are
gonna
you thinking?
time it. We're gonna we gotta drive next to it, right? So we gotta like.
But you gotta head. It's heading east, and you gotta go west. So you're gonna go down this way.
We gotta fucking double time book it to get past that bridge, turn around, whip a shitty, and come back in the other lane and like match its speed coming back to the east.
In case any of our fans from outside of the United States don't know what whip a shitty means, it means to take a very aggressive 180-degree turn.
U-turn, yes.
Yes.
Yes, take a U-turn, but it's so much funnier to say. So you whip a shitty, and as you whip a shitty, you guys have timed it. You and Yam, the power of Yam Hammer, have timed it just fucking right. This fucking hover train rocks past you. I mean, it shakes the fucking, the ice in the glass fucking shakes as it fucking rocks past you, and you're able to fucking rip this sucker into fucking high gear, and you are moving alongside, slowly catching up as it's slowly passing. You're slowly passing.
Is it dark out yet?
Yeah, it's probably about 3 a.m. Yeah.
Okay, so Tina reaches over and clicks the center console, and she hooked up the night vision camera on top of the fucking van, and she like zeroes in on the train and tries to locate that second to last car to see just like where they are next to it.
I'm imagining John also like daisy chaining power cables into like Yam, like the AI compatibility
try
of
to
this
like help me
machine with the power of
enhance my fucking self-driving like it's so precise.
It's truly a 32X.
Yeah.
Because once we leave this thing, like it's gonna have to stop itself or it's gonna fucking crash. I spent way too much money on this, John.
John's, I'm guessing, rigged into this thing. His mind is running this fucking van, but Tina, the fucking windshield is an AR display, and you see the second to last car fucking highlight green in the grid lattice.
Yes.
And you see the fucking car, and you're pulling up alongside that car right now.
I want Yam to be like learning like John's driving and like he's just like always analyzing.
Yeah. You've had a couple of beers and a little Coke, and it's taken a little bit for it to figure you out, but it knows you pretty well at this point. And it's Are you guys getting up on this roof?
We're coming up next to this thing, and Tina just yells over to John,
John, go remote, John. It's time.
Switch. Engaged. Engaging a remote drive. Be careful, John.
So just to be clear to our Shadowrun fans out there, John has a connection where he can remotely connect into and still... Sorry, it's been a while since we played this game.
He has remote control gear for his car that you purchased for him, and he also has a remote control deck, which you paid separately for outside of the vehicle control rig.
Yes.
He can control this remotely from his mind.
Yes.
From his deck that he has, which I'm guessing is like a pack of cards little deck he's got that's plugged into his brain.
So John basically just like goes limp and his head slouches down and he's fucking driving this car and matching the speed next to the train that's fucking next to us.
And you're just like Weekend at Bernie me around.
Now, John could do physical activities while he's remoting. He will take penalties, but it sounds like you want his full brain power on the driving of the car, and Tina's going to hoist him.
I think that's funny because she can technically do it.
Yeah, we got to get from the car to the train. And so what Tina's going to do as he kind of goes limp is she's going to take him and strap him onto her fucking back.
Fuck yeah.
And at that moment, on this fucking van, there's the gull wing door that lifts up, but then there's a gunner's seat that like slides out to the side, like the fucking Jurassic Park 3 or whatever, where they have like the gun that comes out to the side.
I think, yeah.
That fucking slides out to the side, and she like hunkers down. She kind of gauges. Now, what's the distance on this thing, Ben? Like, how far away is the train track from the vehicle? Like, it's right
The train track's close. You're out in the boonies right now. You guys are rolling up. There's a forest right on your left side. So let me paint the picture. It's fucking 3 a.m. in the morning. You're driving probably upwards of 100 miles per hour. Oh my probably God. 105 miles per hour. The highway's empty because it's 3 a.m.
Yes.
This van is just humming, and when John goes remote, the van is shaking even more because it's just thinking.
Yeah.
You've got him on your back now. As soon as your rear cockpit door like fucking swings out like the turtle van, like wind is just like fucking like pulling.
Yes.
John, you don't feel anything because your mind is in the car. You're feeling that wind resistance on the van. Your body's obviously fucking like blown up against Tina's back as you're able to get up on top of this van. Because there's no barrier between you and the train right now, you probably got a distance of about 7 feet.
Oh shit. It's close.
You're close.
Are there any streetlights ahead of us?
Roll me your karma. What dice you got?
Good karma 2. Good karma 2.
The target number for this jump is going to be a target number of 9.
Okay.
You're going over 100 miles an hour, and you got a good distance jump, but you got someone on your back.
Well, here's the first thing.
Yeah.
So I just want to know if there's like street lights or obstacles that are coming up in between.
This is going to determine that. So whatever you roll with your karma, any success you have, each success will knock down the target number by 1.
Okay, here we go. Karma 2.
Karma 2. Target number is 4.
I got a 5 and a 4.
So you knocked that down by 2. The target number was 9. It's now 7.
So it's now a 7.
Nice.
Okay. What Tina's going to do, she's got John strapped onto her back. She looks ahead. There's no street lights or anything like that in the way. She's got an open window. She reaches over. She grabs John's grappling gun out of the fucking van. She's going to take a shot. Now, she's got...
I would love it if we just got fucking killed.
She's got a firearms of 2. She's got a firearms of 2. General. That's her lowest level. She's going to shoot that fucking grappling gun, see if she can fucking latch onto that motherfucker.
Well, the target number was to jump at 6.
Well, I can do it, but I was just like my backup if we missed, you know?
We're going to say it's target number 7.
Got to jump anyway.
Difficult shot.
Okay, difficult shot. 2 dice. Here it comes. Firearms 2. A 3 and a 1. It fucking misses.
Fire wide and it just fucking like just sails off into the night and you lose that fucking harpoon.
God damn it! Sorry, John. Sorry, not my specialty. Not a shotgun, John.
And then she just says,
"Let's fucking rip."
She bears down and she just fucking leaps with all of her might, all of her strength, all of her quickness, and she tries to make that fucking second car.
Roll me your quickness. Target number is 9.
My quickness.
So 6.
5 dice. Here we go.
Come on, Tina. This is it. This is all the fucking marbles, baby.
Give me a fucking 6. Give me a fucking 6. No 6s. Not a fucking 6.
Shit.
Tina.
That's fucked up.
That's why I shot the grappling gun.
I know.
I love it when it goes wrong.
Over 100 miles an hour.
Oh wait, I have a robotic arm, don't I? What if? What would I be able to? I'm not able to pull Tina.
With a penalty, you can fucking like try to grab the rung that Tina missed. I mean, that's pretty. Your little backpack catches.
Do you think I could like almost like like in a movie where Tina slips down and then I have to grab her arm?
Yeah, let's see.
Cliffhanger it.
Roll me your fucking quickness, John. Again, we're going target number 9. It's not easy
because I have a cyber limb hand. Remember?
Yeah, but it's not like super strong. But it is.
Yeah,
it's a limb.
You can crush a fucking soda can. We talked about
it. Yeah, top to bottom. Yeah. Top to bottom. Yeah.
So John, the van sees this happen. You're seeing it from a fucking third-person view, like out-of-body experience.
Nice.
All right, my quickness is 7. So what do I have to roll with again?
But doesn't he have a disadvantage?
With the penalty, it's going to be a target number 11.
Shit.
Oh my god.
So a 6 and then a 5.
Oh my fucking god.
You get 7 dice.
Come on, John. How many 6s, John?
Okay, I got 2 6s.
Oh my god.
2 6s.
That is not many. That is not, but that's a lot. That's okay.
And a 4.
Okay, roll me your 2 6s, and we're looking for 5s.
Come on,
we're looking for 5.
Jesus
Come on,
Christ.
John, baby.
Come on. Do it, John. Do it, John. Do it, John.
1 5. Yes! 1 5 and 1 2.
Yeah, baby. Yes, baby.
1 5 and 1 fucking 2.
Let me just set this clear for all of our fans. Do you realize,
my God.
with a penalty, John rigged into his fucking van driving beside his car has to try to grab the fucking rung. John, your fucking robot arm catches the fucking side ladder of this thing and keeps Tina's head from just splattering on the fucking asphalt next to this fucking train. Like, just, Tina, your life flashes before your eyes.
Tina just sees it coming in slow motion.
Yeah, and John is just like cliffhanger, just like holding on to this fucking rug.
I want his arm to be like, things are popping, like
servos.
Oil is like spilling out of it.
Just, yes.
Thank you for listening to Pink Fohawk. New episodes happen. Until then, we'd be hugely thankful if everyone listening could post about our podcast on Reddit or Twitter, or leave a review on Podchaser or Apple Podcasts, or even just share our show with a couple of friends. That'd be awesome. Thanks again for giving us your time. It's the most precious commodity any person has. Pink Fohawk theme created by Collin Ruffino. You can find links to his website in the description below, along with credits for other songs used in this episode. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Did I ever tell you that fucking story from college? I know I told Ben this.
Let's hear a shadow fact.
Dan's gonna love this.
This is up there with Baby You Got Any Ice.
This is a great one.
Let's hear it.
So my good friend Pat from college told me this story, and he had this story in college where this guy down the hall from him, late night, was like, dude, come check out this porn that I'm watching. And he's like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. But he's like had a few beers and it's college. And he's like, no, you gotta check this out. And he's like, all right. Reluctantly goes over.
With a few people, right? Like, it's a crowd.
There were a few people. You're right. There were a few people. They're like watching it and they're like, okay, it's like the sex scene or whatever. And it's amateur, clearly amateur. And he's going, that guy's dick though. That guy's dick's crooked, right? And they're like, yeah, I guess. Like, yeah, I guess. Yeah. And then he kept saying it. He's like, he's got like a crooked dick though, right? He's got a crooked dick. And he's like, yeah, no, like, I guess he does have they're like, yeah, that fucking guy's dick's crooked. Like, my friend Pat's like, yeah, it is a crooked dick. And then it fucking pans out or pans the camera or something, and it's the fucking guy who's showing him the porn, who's fucking this chick. It's the guy. And then my friend Pat, this is what makes him so Larry David. Instead of just being embarrassed and being like, whoa, that's fucking weird, and then telling out, like, your friends later, like, what the fuck? Like, what's that all about? He fucking looks at the guy, he's like, dude, you got a fucking crooked dick. Which is my favorite thing ever, dude. And the guy just says nothing. Like, it was like he was trying to, like, voice his insecurity, like, do I? Like, and people would be like, no. But, like, he kept saying it, and then he's like...
They doubled down. And then what's he gonna do? That's amazing.
Like, dude, you got a fucking crooked dick.
The fact that he's like that, but the dick's crooked, right? Makes you think that it's not his. Like, he came to bring you to laugh at this dude's dick. And so then he finally plays along, and it's his dick.
I don't think we'll ever really know. That's
I
the
wish
best
my
part
dick
of the story.
was more crooked, because it's like you hear women talk about it. It's like a crooked dick is a prized possession.
Is it?
It does the trick.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Maybe that's what he was going for. Maybe he was proud of it.
A crooked dick makes
You're
up
saying
for,
it hits a G-spot.
Yeah, well, it doesn't even have to hit anything specific. It just takes up more space as it goes in. It like has a harder rub against the wall because of the leverage.
See, you're shedding some light on this.
The curvature of the dick causes like more leverage in the vaginal canal. And then I've heard stories, and I'm like, man, maybe I could use a crooked dick. I don't know. Maybe I could get more crooked.
Okay, thank you for shedding light on this 20-year-old story. Like, I didn't realize that he was boasting.
It's so interesting because he was obviously insecure about it, but he should have been proud about it because his partners were probably like, thank God this guy has a crooked dick.
That's the tragic story of most dicks. Most guys should just be proud of what they got.
They just don't know. They don't know.
That's just beautiful. That's beautiful.
They don't know.
Listen, guys, if you're listening to this, your dick's good enough. Your dick's crooked enough.
It's also a little bit crooked.
Your dick's crooked, dude.
And you should probably see someone about that.
Oh my God. I love that. Please don't record your dicks and send them to us, please.
Please do not.
Please don't do that.
Please do not ask us to rate them. No.
Yeah. Tina Bone Mail is Dan, who is a happily married heterosexual man. He doesn't want to see your crooked cocks.
But we'll get them.
But we'll do it. Yeah, if that's what we need to do for our Patreon.
For $500 a piece, I will rate your dick. Yes. No problem. No problem.
Oh no. Don't. All right.
It is pristine ASMR microphone too. I'll rate your dick. No problem.
No problem.
It's not a problem at all.
It's my pleasure.
It's my pleasure.